Living in the Midbar was a wondrous experience. We had mun, fresh water daily. Our clothing was always freshly pressed. Our shoes never wore out. And yet, it wasn't so easy. The mun did not fall for everybody the same way. The Gemara tells us the bigger a tzaddik you were, the closer the mun fell to your tent door. And if you were a Beinani, just kind of an average person, the mun fell a bit of a distance. And if you were less than a Beinani, you had a hunt for your mun every morning. I always wondered, why didn't the Beinani or the Rasha just go to the tzaddik's door and collect the mun from his tent? Why go hunting when it's right there? So some have suggested that by the time the Rasha gets up in the morning and finishes rubbing his eyes, checking his WhatsApps, drinking his coffee, reading his paper, the tzaddik has already gotten up, learned, davened, and finished his breakfast. There's nothing there for the taking. But I'd like to suggest another approach. The Chofetz Chaim in Shmiras HaLashon tells us that the same way we use our limbs in Olam Hazeh, we will merit to use them in Olam Haba. The hand that we use to tie tefillin will be used for an elevated sacred purpose in Olam Haba as well. Our eyes, he says, that we use for Dvarim Shebekdusha, to learn, to look at the Sefer Torah, those eyes will merit to see the Shechina HaKadoshah. That's what David HaMelech davened for and asked, Lachazois b'noyam Hashem. I want to see Noyam Hashem. I want to really have a good view of Dvarim Shebekdusha, of the Shechina HaKadoshah. Says the Chofetz Chaim, however, if you misused your eyes on this earth, then you will have no ability to see anything when you come into Olam Haba. Yeda bebirur, he says, that if a person misuses his eyes, Yihiyeh kesuma ba'olam haba, he will be like a blind man. I'd like to suggest that perhaps the mun fell equally. It blanketed the entire encampment. However, the mun that was near the tzaddik's tent was a really spiritually elevated mun. The farther away it got from the tzaddikim, it was a lower level, lesser quality mun. When the Rasha or the Beinani woke up in the morning and he looked for mun, he didn't have eyes to see the mun that lay right at the doorstep of the tzaddik. For that, he had to move outside the machna and see mun that was on a lesser level. And the lower your level, the more you misuse your eyes, the longer it'll take to find mun that you can see. Rabbi say, this entire world is a mashal for that mun. There's so much that our eyes can and will be able to see if we only learn how to close them.